All right, we'll give you 15 minutes of heat here. Read you what Ira wrote about Kevin Love. Did you read this, Solana?
I didn't. I don't think I read what he most recently wrote about Kevin Love.
Because there's a lot of people talking about whether Kevin Love is going to be a starter or not. Do you expect him to be a starter?
I don't know if I expect him to be a starter within this next week, right? His first couple games.
You could see it at the end of the season.
By the time I think this all kind of works its way out, hopefully you'll have everybody healthy again, Omer Yurtseven included. I think he ends up being a starter. I don't see any other way around it for the Miami Heat, especially going into the playoffs when that rotation is going to shrink, right? You're going to play your 7, 8 best players, period, in a playoff series. Kevin Love is going to be one of those top 8, and I think he just has to start based on who's available.
Does he play defense too? Is he good?
No. So he's not a great defender, but what the Heat have done in order to hide, less than average defenders, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, play a lot of zone. And when you have Jimmy Butler, when you have Bam, Victor Oladipo will be part of those closing lineups. The zone, you can get away with it, and you can try to hide and minimize a not so great defender. And that's me putting it very nicely right now about Kevin Love.
So he's a terrible defender?
He's not. He's just not a good defender. He's just not at this age. He's not.
I asked hard because he looks slow-footed, and not because he's white. There's some white dudes that are quick. He doesn't look quick.
Yeah, I didn't know. I never really wondered if he's a good defender because, again, and it's the same thing with Duncan Robinson. Like, you're out there for a reason. You're not out there to defend. Like, go out there and do what you. If he goes out there and does what they think he's capable of doing, what they need him to do, there's no question in my mind that he will be a starter come the end of the season.
And I'm glad you said that. What he does, he's a sharpshooter. I want him to sharpshoot. He's not defending. He's not penetrating. He's not getting to the line and embarrassing guys at the rim. He's a shooter. We brought him in because Duncan can't do his job. I said it earlier. Kevin, go shoot, be a damn sharpshooter. His over-under on made threes better be 3.5, 4.5 every game, and we should be able to go over.
I'm in. So here's what Ira Winderman wrote in the Sun Sentinel. Kevin Love made clear Wednesday that he's arriving to the Miami Heat to complement. So no, there was no promise of a starting role when he joined the team Monday after this weekend's buyout from the Cavs. Just assurances from Coach Eric Spoelstra that there will be playing time after his minutes had dwindled in Cleveland. Starting, it doesn't really hold any weight for me, Kevin Love said. Coach Spo is great for a reason, and he really communicates well. He gets the best out of his guys, and he's been doing that since he took the reins of the head coaching job. So for me, I don't get worked up about that. I really just feel like I want to step in here and compete, further what they've already put in place, and definitely see minutes. Love said his decision came down to either joining the Heat or the Philadelphia 76ers, ultimately swayed, he said, by working with Spoelstra, Heat president Pat Riley, general manager Andy Ellisberg, and the Arison ownership family. I felt it was a great opportunity for me to come here and just further what the Heat has had in place for so long and help them with size and shooting and rebounding and everything that are strengths in my game. Whether it be our personnel, coaching staff, all the people have been incredibly welcoming. Pat, Spo, Andy, the Arisons, all kind across the board. You walk in here, you see what they're about right away. So, Ira Winderman writes, Heat over the 76ers it was. For me, I always looked at Miami as a place where it would have been a great landing spot for me, Kevin Love said. I love the way that, again, they operate here. You can tell that it's a top-tier, high-class, high-character organization, and that all starts at the top. So for me, at the end of the day, it was a pretty easy decision. Obviously, for people, money factors in and location, that sort of thing. But for me, it was looking at the Eastern Conference, looking at what this team needs. So there you go. He doesn't expect to start, and he speaks glowingly of the Heat organization, which, by the way, I believe that as players get older, the more veteran players, that have been around the league for a while and that have played in some capacity with players who have been part of the Heat organization really start to covet playing for that organization at some point if everything works out right. We've seen it time and time again. Players don't just choose Miami because we think it's the greatest, NBA franchise. Like, we see plenty of big names that are choosing other teams. It happens all the time. But I do think that there is a high level of respect around the league for the Heat. I don't think that's a concoction of Heat Nation. I think that's legit, and I think Kevin Love articulated that well.
And especially if you've ever been in a team with, dysfunctional ownership or bad coaching or coaching turnover,
Dan
and you
Gilbert.
look down at, like you said, you look at the Miami Heat from afar. Pat's not going anywhere. Spo's been there since he was damn 19 years old. Like, I think guys love that. And you brought it as soon as you said it, I thought of Shaq. Shaq left the Lakers, and you're like, oh, Shaq getting old. Comes down here and gets him another ring. Like, I don't know if he started it, but you saw it with Shaq, and now you see it with a number of other people.
I would tell you, I don't think Kevin Love went somewhere that he didn't think was going to end up competing in the playoffs. Now, whether he thinks that they're, Philadelphia, I very difficult to figure out, if you're just chasing postseason success, why you wouldn't pick Philadelphia over Miami. Although I did see ESPN today, I can't remember who wrote it, but one of the ESPN Plus writers wrote something about the Heat are always looming. They're lurkers. And he said, if there's a team that you could see being a surprise in the NBA playoffs, and I'm sure Kevin Love has some of those thoughts, it would be the Miami Heat.
I mean, the Sixers, how many times have we seen this disaster before? I mean, Joel Embiid's going to get hurt in the first game of the first round. He's going to miss 3 games. James Harden is going to brick a bunch of shots in the first round. They're going to get bounced, and then everybody will say, well, Embiid wasn't healthy. Let me see it happen first, Sixers, all right, before we start crowning them a true contender in the East, because we've all seen this story before. One of those two gets injured, the other one misses a game, and they're bounced in the first or second round. Bum franchise.
All right.
And I think the Heat fan base, there's not a lot of pressure to play here. Like when you brought up Philly, they'll cuss your ass out in a second. I don't think the Heat fans, they don't dislike somebody in a week or two.
There is a lifestyle in Philly versus the lifestyle in Miami that is so vastly different. And I know, Solana, you go, because you see Heat Twitter get hard on people. Being a disaster in Philly is the worst play. Look at Ben Simmons. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ben Simmons, I don't think he goes through that in Miami. He's a bum. He's the Hassan Whiteside. That guy's life changed, and part of it has to do with Philly. So I think Crowder's right about that. Like, it's just a different city, man. My wife is from there, and I've got no love for Philly.
As I just listened to a number of people dog cuss Aaron Rodgers in Wisconsin because he's thinking about not coming back, bro. Salon, I don't know if you know that, man. You've been out here your whole life. Miami fans aren't nasty at all. We talk about Philly. We talk about the Jets. We talk about a number. I always bring up LSU. Them little nasty, swamp monsters are crazy. Miami fans are very pleasant compared to their other, their counterparts.
I don't think it's that, though. I think fans in general are nasty everywhere. I think it's more the culture and the lifestyle in those cities, right? In Philadelphia, everybody, I feel like almost everybody, a large percentage of the population is consumed with their sports teams because it's been embedded in that culture for such a long time that Ben Simmons goes to the local coffee shop in the morning to get a coffee, and he runs the risk of running into somebody there who's going to call him out as a bum. But here, Kyle Lowry, for example, has come under fire on social media by Heat fans. Kyle Lowry could go 7 weeks without being recognized in South Florida, because he's not popular, but because nobody here,
it's
not
different.
Nobody, but
it's different. It's different.
You know why? Because somebody's tapping him in the Starbucks line saying, look at the girl in red. Hey, look at her over there. There's other things to do here. Salon, I think you hit it on the head. It is all they have. We have ancillary sports fandom.
Trust me, in Philadelphia at 4:42 in the afternoon, they're not taking the AM signal down to work on the transmitter because that city would lose its bleeping mind that the sports talk station was down. We're down right now. If you're listening to us, right? Is the AM signal still down, Solana?
I believe it's back up.
It's back?
I believe it's back up.
Hey, welcome back to our AM listeners.
Hey,
if you ever turn on 560 and it's just a bunch of static, just go to 99.9 FM HD2 or make sure you have the Odyssey app downloaded on your phone. Listen to us there because the AM signal was down for some maintenance today, but we were still on the air. We're back. Feel good about that.
Well, Solana, because I know you're the crazy Heat fan and you host a pre and post game and all that. How attached to you are you to Kevin Love already? Like if he comes in
100% attached,
but
like 100% all the way,
let me
full
put
throttle.
two situations on your lap here, okay? He comes in, he starts knocking down threes. He's averaging 17 a night. He's really what we thought Duncan was going to be. On the other hand, he comes in, he's old. They play him 3 minutes a game. They put him in when somebody gets a little tired, and he doesn't do anything for the organization. Are you attached to either side of that, or are you mad on either side of that?
No, I mean, I'm mad at how the season ends up if Kevin Love doesn't play well, but am I, sliding into his DMs to wish harm on him? No, I'm not doing that. But I think some
that's
people
the difference,
might.
I think in Philly, in New York, people are cussing his ass out if he doesn't drop 17 night one.
But like those are bigger sports markets. I'm not disagreeing with that.
No, but it's like that's the family
markets.
dinner. That's the family dinner. Like, the day one of a new acquisition. No family dinner in Miami is having a conversation about Kevin Love tomorrow. It's just different. You'd mentioned Aaron Rodgers when you're up in Wisconsin. Did anyone see that he has bailed on his 4 days in complete and total darkness? That he lasted 2 days and now he's out.
Oh, the dark house. Yeah. He left.
Yeah. Did you read that, Solana? I read that somewhere this morning. I didn't read the whole article, but I saw the headline. And I said that makes sense. Who wants? Guy's got millions in the bank. He's got to go into the dark room.
Adam Schefter, he posted on Instagram. Aaron Rodgers has emerged from his darkness retreat, according to the owner of the facility in Southern Oregon, where he spent several days and nights. The room in which Rodgers spent his time is partially underground, Hobbit-like structure, 300 square feet of space.
Wait, he didn't create a dark room like some guy owns? So this guy bought an Airbnb and then just turned off all the electricity and he charges more for it?
This is a retreat house, Hawk. This is a retreat house. Spiritual experience.
That's imagine checking in there though and not knowing that it's the dark house. Like you just think it's a nice resort.
He's not getting super host status.
Thumbs down. There was no lights.
I had an Uber driver tell me, he can go overdose on his old mushrooms if he wants to. That's what
they've turned on him, huh?
He said that the ride was 8 minutes. He said that 12 times. Because it's all I have when you have that random conversation. Hey, man, what's going on? Oh, you're a Packers fan. Just here in Wisconsin. Right. Yeah, man. Hope you get Rodgers back, man. Y'all got a squad. Oh, Aaron, they got that. I can't do the accent.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand it. It's cute for a day. After that, Fargo. Oh my goodness, great. Yeah, the Fargo accent. They want him to overdose on mushrooms if he's not a Packer anymore, Hawk. That's
so funny.
If Tua comes out and says he doesn't want to be here, we're not going to wish an overdose on the man. I'm just saying. We're better fans.
May have done that to LeBron and Wade when he left. All right, there you go. There's your 15 minutes of Heat.